Welcome to Kindergarten Kickstart, integrating the school, home, and community. This strategy tube will teach you how to begin a Kindergarten Kickstart evening for parents. What is Kindergarten Kickstart? Kindergarten Kickstart allows educators to set the stage. The full-day early learning kindergarten program is designed to help every child reach his or her full potential through a program of learning that is coherent, relevant, and age-appropriate. It recognizes that today and in the future, children need to be critically literate in order to synthesize information, make informed decisions, communicate effectively, and thrive in an ever-changing global community. It is important that children be connected to the curriculum, that they see themselves in what is taught, how it is taught, and how it applies to the world at large. This evening informs families about the kindergarten curriculum, math, language, science, social studies, technology, health and physical activity, and if it is a faith-based program, religion. It allows families to be engaged in the school environment. Inform them about parent council opportunities, different clubs, or settings that they can involve themselves in a community-based environment. The evening allows families to feel at ease with the new and upcoming transitions. Maybe it's their first child going into school. Maybe it's their last. Maybe it's their first opportunity experiencing full-day kindergarten. Wherever these parents start, we want them to end on a positive note. Families and teachers form a personal and professional collaboration. It is a partnership. Within this partnership, trust is developed. If a child comes into kindergarten with a known LD, then it's important for the parent to trust the professional to provide the guided necessary practice that is crucial for their child's success. Here is a photo in a kindergarten classroom. As you can see, plumbing tube is used to create phones. These phones assist with indoor voices while reading aloud, allow students to hear their own voice, thus promoting self-correction. What tools and resources are required? To make this evening a success, you'll need to have a couple things. To prepare for an evening event, the following should be considered: a formal presentation of the Ontario curriculum through programs such as PowerPoint or Prezi, a calendar of upcoming events for the school and specific to their own classroom, an open house the classroom that will be used for the students. This will put parents at ease and students at ease, knowing this is where they go. Handouts of tips and tools to assist parents at home. Things like providing a consistent routine, such as bedtime, or having dinner at the kitchen table. Sometimes parents need these reminders. A list of community resources and partnerships, such as city programs, recreation centers, community support services. Stations available for students to work at with the ECEs during the presentations. We encourage students to come to an evening like this to show their parents where they go to school. They're very proud, they're very excited. It's nice to provide activities for them during the presentation time. These activities are suggested to take place in libraries or in the classrooms. Guest speakers are always a nice addition to an evening event. Some speakers that you might want to include are a public nurse, parks and recreation reps, speech and language pathologists, ERWs, school psychologists, etc. And finally, what would a night be without some refreshments? Here's a photo of some play-based learning. This is an art activity for Valentine's Day. Taking play-based education outside the classroom is critical to develop awareness of their environment. Building a learning community. It's not just the child and the teacher, it goes beyond. It begins with the child. That is the focus. The child is responsible for sharing, balancing, inquiring, writing, drawing, socializing and pretending, respecting, exploring, classifying, experimenting, sorting, role-playing, reading, building, climbing, counting, talking, measuring, self-regulating, and predicting. The teacher has expectations as well. We expect the teacher and the educator, this includes the early childhood educators, to plan, communicate, listen to both child, family, and administration at the school. Respect all persons, supporting one another, challenging children, thinking, monitoring, documenting, extending learning, differentiating instruction. This is crucial for those with LDs. Reflecting, modeling, engaging, responding, guiding, facilitating, scaffolding. Most importantly, we need to include, observe what we've done, and then assess the child on where they are. It is important to know not everything will be 100%. Once a teacher realizes that, growth can be made and better practice can be further produced. The parents also and the families have a key role in building a learning community. Their role is to guide, support, encourage, share, communicate, stay active within their child's educational career, to teach outside of the school environment, play with their children, observe, respond, participate, engage, ask questions. The ask questions in the communication piece is huge. If they feel their child is not succeeding where they think they should be, it's important for them to have these conferences with the teacher, and the teacher with the parents if they feel that there is something that needs to be further evaluated. The community. This final piece sometimes is left out. It is very important for the child to be aware that it does take a community to raise a child, and it should be a part of their life. These include family resource centers, libraries, extended family, businesses, community organizations such as sports teams, places of worship, and natural green spaces for children to play and engage in. Once we work together, we can promote the lifelong learning. Once we communicate with one another, we can then provide a supportive, social, and emotional environment for all. Presenting play-based learning. Now, some parents may be on the fence about play-based learning, mostly because they don't clearly know what that means. Play-based learning may mean lots of things to lots of different people. The Ministry of Education has clearly outlined what play-based learning looks like. There are some reasons to play, many actually. To learn, to create, to feel challenged, to pass the time, to calm, and to focus ourselves. Play connects us to others by sharing joy and laughter and fun with one another. It promotes bonding and strengthens a sense of community. We all develop empathy, compassion, trust, and the capacity for intimacy through regular play. Play fosters creativity, flexibility, and learning. It stimulates our imaginations, helps us to adapt and solve problems. Play arouses curiosity, which leads to discovery and creativity. Play teaches us perseverance. The rewards of learning or mastering a new game teach us that perseverance is worthwhile. Perseverance is a trait necessary to healthy adulthood and is learned largely through play. Play makes us happy. Play is a state of being that is happy and joyous. Jumping into and out of the world of play on a daily basis can preserve and nourish our own hearts and the hearts of our communities. Play also helps develop relationships, helps develop and improve our social skills, teaches us how to cooperate with others. Mutual play can also heal emotional wounds. Playing at work keeps us functional when under stress. It refreshes our minds and bodies. It encourages teamwork, helps us to see problems in a new way, triggers creativity and innovation, and increases energy and prevents burnout. Building a learning community. The child, the teacher, the family, and the community all help with all these reasons to play by providing a safe environment for these children to explore in. Cross-curricular ideas. Centers are great. Exploration is necessary for all subjects. Math does not need to just take place in the math center. Extend measuring cups to the water table or the sand table. Extend art to the language corner by putting in a felt board. These things will teach children that learning is not isolated. It's a collection that we build on responses and we ignite our prior learning to help us learn new ideas. Assessment and evaluation. These two pieces are key, especially when communicating with parents. Assessment and evaluation looks very different than that of, say, a grade 8 classroom. Assessment and evaluation in a play-based environment will look like running records, anecdotal notes, checklists, observations, conferencing, and other forms of communication. It's important that the early childhood educators work with the teacher in the classroom to spell each other off and discuss with one another how the students are doing at different stages in the year, the days, the weeks, the months. And finally, ZPD, the Zone of Proximal Development. We need to make sure that our learning is not too easy, that the children are bored, and that they begin to misbehave. We also don't want to make the learning too challenging to the point where they're frustrated and they don't like school anymore. We need to provide challenging material that is differentiated for all different types of learners, that is a reachable goal for these children with the assistance and guidance of the educators. Some examples of forms of play, for example, is a constructive play. This may look like drawing, painting, building, planning. Skills and types of learning that are supported through this play are self-regulation, planning, use of language, pretend play, development of fine motor and control, development of the ability to connect symbols and shapes with letters and numbers in print. As you can see, play-based learning is relevant to today's world. Play is often described as a time when we feel most alive, yet we often take it for granted and may completely forget about it. But play isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. For full-day kindergarten classrooms in Ontario, this is a quote I stand by. Thank you very much for watching the Strategy Tube on creating a kindergarten kickstart for full-day education.